Okay, I'll fix it. Jeez. So I've been getting a lot of feedback lately from all the playtesters that they want more Vikings. And since Vikings can be used to do work on your island, more Vikings means you get to do more work at the same time. So your wish is my command, and I guess it's time to add some Vikings. But wait.
So when a playtester offers you a solution, like there aren't enough power-ups, really dig in and try to establish what underlying problem they're trying to solve. Because you'll often find it's something else.
Shit, okay, let's take a step back and try to understand why the playtesters want more Vikings. So at the start of the game you have 3 Vikings and you get more as you level up. You get 1 in level 6, 1 in level 9 and so on. But no matter how many Vikings I give them, they always seem to want more. Okay, so in the game we have a bunch of different tiles like trees, a mine, a kitchen, a blacksmith and so on. And if you have 4 Vikings you can send them on 4 different tiles to do work. And as you get more and more buildings, the game is all about prioritizing what to send your Vikings to do next. But as I add more and more buildings and stuff to the game, this actually causes a huge bottleneck. You all of a sudden have like 20 different tiles where your Vikings should gather or craft things, but you only have like 5 or 6 Vikings. And it's important to note that we have 3 types of tiles. We have the gathering tiles where you simply gather some resources, for example the trees and the stones. And we have the crafting tiles where you order some item and have your Viking craft them, for example the kitchen and blacksmith. Lastly, we have the grow and gather tiles where you plant things, wait while it grows and then send your Vikings to gather the resources, for example the fields. So with all of these tiles there is simply too much work that needs to be done and not enough Vikings to do everything. And I bet this is the real problem and the reason why players want more Vikings. And even though it's supposed to be like this to a certain degree, the amount of work is just too great for the amount of Vikings we have. And their solution is therefore to increase the amount of Vikings to match the work. But just adding more and more Vikings will actually make the game much more chaotic, and it gets harder and harder to know what all the Vikings are doing. So just sprinkling in more Vikings might not be the best solution here. Instead, we can maybe change how one of these tiles actually work. For example, these grow and gather tiles currently requires you to send Vikings to harvest the crops once it's finished growing. But what if we simply take some inspiration or, yeah, basically steal how everyone else is doing it and make something like this instead? So let's just... there we go. So now once the crops have grown, we can simply press the tile to collect everything. And this should greatly reduce the workload required for the Vikings, since we don't need their help at all for these tiles. And it's not just the field tile this applies to, but also the smelting tile where we add different ores and get ingots in return. And also the brand new tile, the windmill, where you can grind your wheat, for example, into flour or chicken food. And once it's finished, you can just press it to collect the resources. So now all the grow and gather tiles are instead grow and collect tiles. Also, please like the video, it really helps with the YouTube algorithm, thanks. Speaking of new things, after the addition of archers and mages, I've also been creating a lot of new armor pieces, weapons, staffs and bows. But with all of these items, the blacksmith quickly filled up with way too many items to create. So first I thought, maybe we can add some tabs here to separate the different items. But why do it the easy way when you can do it the hard way? So let's instead split the blacksmith into 4 different buildings: the weaponsmith, armorsmith, bow crafting station and staff crafting station. So I spent the next days drawing the new tiles, and here are the results. But I was quite happy with them until I realized, shit, once you zoom out a little, they all look the same. They all look like a messy pile of garbage. Now, how do we actually fix this? Wait a minute. So apparently there's a principle when creating characters where all things should be recognizable just through the silhouette. Meaning, if it was a single color, you should still be able to recognize who or what it is. And my tiles was clearly not following this principle. So I had to spend even more time making the tiles bigger and adding their very own buildings to each of the tiles. So the weaponsmith got this building, while the armorsmith got a broader horizontal building, and the bow crafting station got a more wooden balcony thing. And the staff crafting station got some magical trees. And this makes it a lot easier to recognize the tiles from a distance and hopefully supports the silhouette principle a lot more than previously. Anyways, if you want to see more of the game, watch this next. Thanks for watching and have a wonderful day.